Hey, social media family, it's your girl Danielle Spencer. I'm doing a video today to kind of introduce a series or some topics that I'm going to be talking about centered around toxic bosses. Um, while I think I don't know exactly her name, I know it's Stephanie, especially on LinkedIn. She talks about toxic bosses a lot, and excellent feed. It's great information, and it educates people on toxicity in the workplace and how to recognize it and the impact it can have on your mental health. But I want to talk, I'm going to focus more on a different type of toxic boss. Um, what people may not know and understand is that toxic bosses aren't always loud. They aren't always the ones that are verbally abusive. They're not always uh, just in your face yelling. That what people should know and understand is that a toxic boss can be very nice, be very pleasant, calm, and quote unquote supportive. And so that's kind of what I'm going to focus on, talking about the different symptoms or signs that you might see when you have that type of toxic boss that comes across as very charming and very pleasant all the time. And I would say there are three top traits that you will notice in these people. And as this series or these chats go on, I'll talk about them in more detail. The first one is they undermine you through kindness. Um, they'll meet with you and they're always so pleasant, or you see them in the hallway or in meetings, and they're always pleasant, but they're using that pleasantness or their kindness to undermine you. Um, They'll praise you in public, but do things behind your back, very sneaky, like that. Another one is they have chronic vagueness. They're always uh, giving suggestions or requesting for things to be done, but most of the times it lacks any specificity, and but it's always done in this nice warm tone, and they always have these great grand ideas but have no idea of how to implement them or anything like that. And they're what at least my observation is always changing goalposts and um, always giving you ideas and suggestions on of how to do the work. When, and again, in my experience, they're very incompetent because they don't know what they're doing and what it entails to do something. And the last one is micromanagement, but micromanagement with a smile. Um, oh, I'm just going to come and come to the meeting because I have some ideas and, I would love to be involved, things like that. It's always done um, in a frame of like they're helping you or they're just wanting to be involved and be a part of the team and behaviors like that. I call it that smiling micromanagement. When in actuality, they're really a toxic boss. They're micromanaging tasks or people because they don't know what they're doing. And it's their way of creating chaos. But that's what the kind of series is going to talk about. I've worked for, I think, two people that were like that, who were very toxic, extremely toxic, and but they did it with a smile. And in my opinion, that's one of the hardest, or it's extremely damaging because if you aren't aware of those behaviors, you can get sucked in and then get that knife in your back and you weren't expecting it. Or end up with all this stress and not understanding the source of the stress because their toxicity is covered in friendliness, kindness, chatter. So that's what, I just want to introduce the next series of topics I'm going to talk about. And I'm also going to somewhat tie them into my book and some of the experiences that I had. So that's the video for this week. We're going to be talking about toxic bosses, maybe some toxic workplace. And as always, my goal is to educate people. If I can reach at least one other person where they can learn to maneuver different situations without having to go through them, but that can learn from my experience, I feel that I've done an excellent job. So I will see you guys later on during the week, next week, with updated posts talking about these kind, friendly, toxic bosses.